Brentwood Retirement Village at Kincumber on the New South Wales Central Coast have created this wonderful living environment for their residents. Now, it's situated in 56 acres of native forest. It's got this gorgeous little lake in the centre that's home to a host of wildlife. The owners of the property, Prime Trust, asked the gurus to come and create a community edible garden. This is the site. It's sunny, it's got a nice gentle slope, and here's my plan. Now, the first stop, the local Mitre 10 store in Kincumber, because this is going to be a Mitre 10 project, and you can reproduce this at home on a smaller scale or indeed a larger one. Now, we're going to create a Mitre plan so that you can follow every step along the way. Now, drainage is a real issue on this site. We've got clay soils and there's quite a strong slope across the site. So we've had to put in some drainage pipe. Now, this is quite a special one. It's got a sock on the outside, and the idea behind that is that it stops the particles from clogging up the pipe. Sleepers will allow us to raise the beds, which will make working in the garden so much easier with less bending over. Now, I wanted to avoid any dangers from toxins coming into contact with the soil and then, of course, the vegetables coming out of the timber. So we're going to use a special treated timber. It's called ACQ. And this, while it's much more expensive, will give you peace of mind for a long time to come. When you add the star pickets, the slabs, the rolls of bitter material, it's a good thing that the guys at the store were able to deliver them for us. The sleepers are going in on their side and they're held in place with star pickets. This is what's called a wanga-danga. It's the ideal tool for getting pickets down into the dirt. Well, to give the wall extra strength, I'm using these galvanised screws to attach the star pickets to the sleepers. Now, this glorious mix consists of 100% fully composted green waste, the perfect foundation for our veggie patch. We're paving the ground around all of the beds to make a solid, safe working surface, which will make it possible for residents to get involved, even if they're in a wheelchair. Well, I can see lots of enjoyment coming up here for the residents of Brentwood. Well, we've completed the project. You will notice that there's a few poles in the beds. Well, that's for a project coming up next week on espalier fruit trees. Well, the team from Brentwood are helping to just finally sweep the area down, but we've basically finished. There's one thing to do, of course, and that's the planting. I've ordered up 3 punnets of every vegetable, herb and edible flower in the Oasis range for our Brentwood Community Edible Garden. All we need to do now is get going with the planting. As you can see, we've had a great turnout of residents to give me a hand, and there's heaps of enthusiasm here. The vegetables are going into the 4 outer beds, and we're getting into the cabbage family down this end. Now, there's a ton of variety here, including traditional favourites like broccoli, cabbage and cauliflower. And then there's the oriental forms. The health benefits of the cabbage family are becoming legendary, and you get the maximum benefit when it comes fresh from the garden.
Well, it's great for the fact that we have fresh vegetables for the residents on site. Great.
Oh, my favourite veggie is spinach.
My favourite edible flower is pansies and violas. I think they're so pretty.
This bed is the herb garden, and once again we've got 3 of every variety I could lay my hands on. One idea I've been talking to the residents about is using mixed fresh herbs to add amazing flavour to salads, omelettes and even stews. The way these grow, it won't be long before the first harvest. Now, you might be surprised to know that many of the annual flowers that we grow are edible as well. For an example, pansies, violas, all the dianthus, the chrysanthemum family, even salvias and marigolds, particularly the calendula type. Now, you can add these, either the whole flower or just petals, into salads or as a garnish around other dishes. And it'll really create a few surprised looks from your guests. Well, we're just about finished planting. I'm hoping to get back here in a fortnight so we can start the harvest.